Guys, you may be able to tell I just got out of bed because I woke up for y'all early as fuck in the morning, 5:30 to be exact. And I got up and I watched the boys finale. And this is what I gotta say. I got notes here. Okay, I got notes. So, I'm serious about this. Before I talk about the actual episode, I will say two things. One, Soldier Boy actually does not come back at all, which is crazy. I'm not even gonna really touch on that because I feel a certain way. I also feel like this is better than the Stranger Things finale, but it suffers from the same exact problem that they had, which is the final boss problem. How you gonna build up a show for years and your main boss gets beaten in like 5 minutes? But when they make contact with him, it's very short to when they get him. Have y'all seen those memes on Instagram? How the pacing of the boys is gonna be? How the pacing of the final episode's gonna be? It kind of was. We'll talk about that. Listen, let's get into it. The episode starts. They're at Frenchie's funeral, and it's pretty much a joke. They're talking about the assholes. I don't know what the fuck. I was already kind of like, all right. It's 5:30 in the morning. What are we talking about? We're talking about buttholes. I don't like it. Homelander pulls up on Lil Rye, okay? I should say Big Rye. I'll call him Big Rye because he really does fuck it up this episode. He does some stuff. Homelander pulls up to his little crib out in the woods. He's like, son, you don't get it. You don't get it. You gotta listen to me. And Ryan's like, you're a sorry, sad little sack of bitch. Alright, fuck you. I don't care. Get the fuck out of my face type shit. And I really fuck with that. I fuck with Ryan for that. So let me give him that. Then the next scene is Starlight talking to Marie. And I don't know who her friends are. Like I said, the last video, I've not watched Gen V, but her friend says some weird shit. And then she's like, alright, I'll walk myself out. Thank you. And then Starlight talks to Marie and she kind of compares their relationship to Starlight and Maeve's relationship at the beginning of the show, which I don't know, because she was only in this show for about 2 minutes. So who could really say that for real? Never see her again, and we probably won't, but we probably will, because they're probably gonna make another shows. Boys, The Return. I won't be watching. Yes, I will, for YouTube, but just for YouTube. Kimiko's power works, and they find out that it works by having Sage fuck with her. But I was waiting for her to murder the fuck out of Sage. Is that wrong for me to say? I don't like Sage at all. And you know why I don't like her? Because I did like her last season, and I thought she was honestly one of the best parts of the last season. But she's just a fucking idiot. She's just a big dumb weirdo. And she's like, I'm going to Harry Potter land. First of all, don't even speak Harry Potter's name. Okay? Don't even do that. Kimiko finds out her powers work, uses it on Sage, and then that's kind of got her. She's out, down for the count. That's her death. Whatever you call it. Then the Deep pulls up, but the Deep tries to be like, listen, bruh, I'll be your crusader. Come on. Just keep me on the payroll. And doesn't really fly well with Homelander. Which I thought that the Deep was going to be like, fine, this is really it. This is really it. Fuck Homelander. I thought he was going to be like that. But we'll get to it. The episode really goes quick. Because after this, Homelander has a speech on live TV. And he's kind of tweaking. He's like, I'm your god. Blah, blah, blah. But they cut to Ryan, and I really was getting worried. I was getting worried at this point because Ryan was just sitting there watching fucking TV, watching it on TV. I was like, bro, are you really about to let this happen? And while Homelander's giving this speech, the boys pull up. They're like, we gotta go get Homelander at the White House. Yeah, so They pull up, and no surprise here, they get caught immediately. I thought one of them was gonna die, but no. They just kind of get covered by the soups in their team, and they're getting shot at. Ashley actually turns while Homelander is there, so I kind of big ups to Ashley, no lie. She goes, she saves the boys and stuff. She she opens the door for them, and it's like boom, okay, bada bing. That's pretty much the last we see of Ashley. She's like, all right, well, fuck it, I'm done then, let's go. And then they all get up in the building, and what do you know, Deep is still sitting there pouting, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing here, bitch? He starts tweaking immediately. He really does not fuck with Starlight, I guess, and he started tweaking on her quickly, and she gets straight to hands with him, I can't lie. And I thought she was actually about to be, Starlight was about to be a huge help in the fight. Like, I thought she was about to really go nuts, because she boom blasts off, grabs his ass, and then flies crazy fast out the window. I was like, whoa, hold on, since when could she do this? Hold on, when could she do this? I ain't seen this before. And I actually literally out loud went, whoa, like a fucking idiot. Sorry. But she takes him up to the beach. We'll go fight by fight. We'll start with their fight. All right. She takes him to the shore. And I could already sense what was happening. First of all, I don't know if she knows about his beef with the fish. So why would she just bring him to the shore? I don't know. I feel like that seems like a bad place to bring the ocean guy. But she did take him there regardless. And she starts laying the paws on him. Alright? Oh my god, she was whooping him. And then she wasn't. He started smacking her up. And then it became more of an equal type of fight. I was like, why don't you fly again? Like, try that. He can't fly. But I guess she forgot about it. But she does win. She chucks his ass out in the ocean. And then what do you know? He gets fucking killed by the Samuel L. Jackson shark and shit. Well, he gets killed by like a squid or something. I don't know. But I just know that I was like, all right, next fight. I kind of didn't, it didn't really hit like that for me. Maybe call me crazy. Then there's Hughie and MM. I fucked with the fact that it was them two because they ain't got no powers. And I like seeing them whoop some ass. And they went against Oh Father. And, hey, it was extremely quick. It wasn't even really like a fight. Like, Oh Father threw him around a little. And then he goes to scream. And then they threw the ball gag on him. Bah! Head blew up. Next fight. The one that actually matters. Okay, let's talk about it. Kimiko and look at this. I'm an idiot. Kimiko and Buther throw hands with Homelander. All right, and they're kind of whooping his ass. I can't lie. I was just, I was watching it, and I was like, the way that they're kind of whooping him right now, y'all should have been jumped him. They definitely should have jumped the fuck out of him a long time ago. They were kind of whooping his ass from the get-go. No blast. Just when you feel like it's not going that well, and Homelander's about to escape out of the Oval Office, he starts flying away, and then, what do you know, Ryan pulls up. Bah! Can y'all tell that I like Ryan? Once Ryan shows up and stops him from leaving, it's wraps for Homelander. He get maybe 5 more punches in on the whole crew, and they whoop him bad. And then Ryan and Butcher are holding him down. And they're like, blast him! Sorry, that's my Butcher impression. And she does. She blasts his ass. And it works. Fucking works. What do you know? I will say this fight, it was a good fight, but I was kind of trying to see more flying around. Homelander, I don't think Homelander has ever had a fight where he's flying and fighting someone. They blast him, and bada boom, bada bam, power's gone. And because Butcher and Ryan were holding him down, their powers are gone too. They get his powers, and Homelander, I feel like they were kind of, I don't know. Homelander is a little bitch though, so maybe they were just kind of being extra, but Butcher starts laying that paws on him, and he's not even super powered. He just is better if they're on equal ground. So he was whooping him badly, and he's like, guys, I'll do whatever you want. I'll eat. He said, I'll eat your shit. Come on, dog. You were really good at one point, and now you're talking about this on live TV, mind you. Butcher's just like, oi. I don't know. I forget what he says, but he kills him. He uses a crowbar, and he smacks him in the head, and he stabs him through the head, and he dies. Dead. I don't know. I feel like the same as I said with the Deep. He died, and then I didn't feel nothing. I guess it's because I've been expecting it. I don't even think it was like 2/3 into the episode. There was actually like this episode moved quick as fuck. They did not spare a second. All right, I wish they would have did that with the rest of the season, but let's keep it going. So Ryan and Butcher are powerless. They're back at the little crib that Marie was at. Butcher's talking to Ryan, and he's like, your mom, she probably wants us to be together. We can start over. Me, you, and the dog. We can really have a good time. We can have a jolly old time. And Ryan, thank God, I've been waiting for this kid to be like, yo, low-key, shut your bitch ass up. I don't fuck with you either. I don't like you. You're weird, and you're annoying. And frankly, it's not happening. And I really appreciated that, actually, about him. So then, I guess, it pisses him off, and he goes in his room, and the dog dies. I actually did feel something for the dog. I did feel something for the dog. But that is like the final crash out moment for him, and he's like, oh, nah, nah. I'm releasing the virus, is what he says. He, says, sorry, dog. And then he disappears with his little vial of the fucking virus. And Hughie just so happens to notice. And he's like, oh, nah. For some reason, he goes alone. But he does to stop Butcher. Butcher goes to Vought Tower. And he's chilling up in the main conference area where all the 7 normally chill. And he's up there in the tower. And he's just kind of, standing there looking out the window. Hughie pulls up. I guess they don't give a fuck about that tower anymore because he just walks in pretty much. They have this little confrontation. See, this was probably the best moment of the episode. They have this confrontation up in the Vought Tower. And they're like, Butcher's like, yo, bruh, they still gotta die. I don't give a fuck what we did. They still all gotta die. And I low-key mess with that. But Hughie's like, nah, bruh. It's raps. Because his wife pretty much is a superpower. You think he's just gonna let that fly? Probably not. So, and I actually clapped. I genuinely clapped because Butcher's like, it's not happening, bruh. I'm killing him. And Hughie pulls out a gun. Oh my God. I was hoping that Butcher was gonna start talking and he was just gonna pop his ass in the middle. But, they wanted a little more suspense. So, I'll give him that. Hughie, still after all this time, can't even do shit to Butcher, bruh. Can't do shit. Alright? Punching him, nothing. I thought he still had superpowers for a second. But no, he's just like that. He whoops Hughie's ass and he leaves him on the floor. And he's actually like low-key about to kill Hughie. But then he sees his brother and Hughie. Oh my God, he sees his brother and Hughie. I don't, great. And while he's looking at him and imagining his brother, whoo, that felt good. He fell on the floor. He's like, yeah, you right for that. He don't even argue about it. He's like, yo, I would have shot me too. Look, I even have it. I enjoyed it so much. I wrote, Hughie pops Butcher's bitch ass. It's pretty good. And then they just kind of cut to a little funeral for Butcher. Yeah, they have a little funeral. They bury him next to Becca, which, you know, that's nice. I don't think I've ever felt more for a death in this show than Becca. That was the most real death in this whole show. But, you know, Butcher, he died. I was like, dang, you know, that's kind of sucks. I cared a little more than Homelander. He's dead, and everybody at the funeral is kind of like, you know, fuck him. He's probably in hell. Good on him. Ryan, so after that, Kimiko goes off on her own. You see her after. She's in France, I imagine, because his name is Frenchie, with the little dog, and she's eating some little desserts. That's the end of her. Ryan goes off with MM. Not too sure about that. I just don't get it. I just don't know. I thought that he was gonna go with Hughie and Starlight. Like, I imagine them being like a surrogate family for him, but I guess not. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck Ryan is doing with MM. Do they like know each other well? Am I forgetting something? Like, I feel like I don't even know if they've ever spoken, now that I'm thinking about it, but I might be wrong about that. And then Hughie and Starlight, they go off. I think they go to Hooters or something. But then it cuts to like months later, and Starlight's pregnant. Okay, Hughie's walking around in the press. Big Prez calls him up. Ring, ring. Hey, man, we fuck with you. We fuck with you. You should come work for us. You should be president, you know, not Prez, but president of this little company. And Hughie's like, nah. And I fuck with that. I can fuck with that. It was a little cliche, I think, but, you know, I'll let it fly last few minutes of the show. And they own a little Radio Shack like he used to work at, but it's theirs. And they're chilling in a Radio Shack. She pregnant, and they're still like low-key fighting crime though. Like, he got his own little setup back there, and she's still fighting crime while she's pregnant. And that's the end of The Boys. It's not as bad as the Stranger Things finale, but it's not that great either. I feel like this episode, okay, I think the problem is this episode is good. This episode works fine, but the rest of the season behind it leaves me feeling like this episode could have been way more. This episode could have been more impactful, more just everything, but they, you know, they goofed up. I can't do nothing about that, but pretty much that's all I gotta say about this for right now. I think that's all I gotta say about it at all. I don't know. I can't say it's good or bad. How about you guys let me know down in the comments? Hey, I don't know if you saw, but we're at 95 subscribers, so yo, subscribe. I'm gonna do a special little video for my 100, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I guess guy like me should cue the ducks.
She wants so brand new, yeah, want me a handful. Back come give what you came for. Swing my chain like Django. We in the club taking pictures, getting them flicks, getting them angles.